When we store them in our subconscious mind, it still exists and it still affects us. But sometimes you can be eating the right foods at the wrong time. And what is the wrong time? If it's not high quality and you sleep 8-9 hours, it's still not good enough. So we need to have high quality sleep. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Good Gut Feeling Podcast, where we digest modern medicine with old world wisdom. Today, we are going to talk about what is destroying your gut health, and maybe you don't even know it. Before we jump right in, just a couple of quick words. This episode and all our other ones are for educational purposes only. They don't take the place of advice from your medical doctor. And now let's get right into it. And we're starting the new year. How can we address the issues that might be hurting our gut health and we don't even know it? We may not even know it because, let's face it, most doctors are telling you the only thing that matters is the pill, because nothing you do at home and nothing that you eat really affects your gut health. The only way is if you have a chronic disease or if you have a problem is to take a pill. And there's really, prevention is not really emphasized, and no chronic disease is cured, except it is maintained with a pill. So what are the things that could be hurting your gut health? And maybe you don't even know them. Number one is stress. And really, stress could be current stress. Stress could be old stress. Sometimes we have old experiences, especially during childhood, and we store those experiences in our subconscious mind. When we store them in our subconscious mind, it still exists and it still affects us. However, we may not even be aware of how it is affecting us. For example, when we are young, we don't have enough of the intellectual ability to process an event and give it a meaningful purpose or an understanding of why it happened. So when we have experiences that we perceive as negative, scary, unstable, a parent's divorce, perhaps some kind of interaction with our family that was insecure, unstable, scary, those things go straight to our subconscious mind. And what happens is that as we grow older, we may have certain belief systems, such as, if my father was not available for me as a child, all men will abandon me. All people are unreliable. I can't trust anyone. All those kind of things, all these kind of belief systems, sometimes we don't even know where they come from because they are stored in our subconscious mind from experiences in childhood. Now, those experiences created belief systems that are stressful. Now, if we have these belief systems that create a stressful emotion, then our body reacts to that with neurotransmitters, with hormones, with inflammation that is not supportive to our body and can create a chronic inflammatory state. Chronic inflammation is the foundation of almost all disease processes. It's very possible that you may eat the healthiest food and you are now have a great lifestyle and you are very health conscious and you're fit and you're still having health issues. And you might even be meditating every day and doing breath work and working out and taking care of your physical and mental health. But there's something from your past that is eating away at you. And it's important to deal with that. It's important to address it in a subconscious way. Something that addresses your subconscious. So therapy addresses the conscious part. That's part of it, but there's the whole subconscious part, and that's addressed through meditation, through breath work, through energy healing, different kinds of healing practices that can address the subconscious part of it. From what I have seen in my practice, this is highly prevalent. It is very, very common. You may think, well, why has my doctor never told you? Why has my doctor never told me this? Well, the truth is, in order to find out about it, the doctor needs to ask. The doctor needs to ask. But when you have a 15-minute visit or a 20-minute visit, it's very hard to get to the bottom of someone's life experiences in childhood. So I would say if your doctor's not digging for it, he's not going to find it. And if he's not going to find it, he's not going to know that this may be the real problem, the real thing, the underlying issue causing your health problems. Now, it's very possible that these things came 20 years later. So you could say, well, this happened when I was 5 and now I'm 25, or now I'm 40. Well, things build up. They build up. So yes, someone may have had that experience. Maybe they didn't get sick right away. But then life experience and the building of that stressful response, eventually the body runs out of its reserve. So we have a lot of checks and balances and we have a lot of reserve, but eventually it runs out. Number 2 thing that might be destroying your health and you don't even know why is eating at the wrong time. We all know that eating the right foods is good and eating the bad foods is bad. We know that. But sometimes you can be eating the right foods at the wrong time. And what is the wrong time? One of the worst times to eat is close to bedtime. When we are sleeping, when we are actively regenerating, because sleep is not just a passive process. Think about it. If you just needed to rest, if sleep is just rest, and you just needed to rest, then you could just lay in bed and stare at the ceiling and do nothing, and you would feel fine, but you would feel miserable. If we are physically resting, but we're not actively sleeping, we are exhausted the next day. So sleep has much more value than just rest. Sleep is a regenerative process. This is the time the body heals. The body needs that active process in order to heal, to regenerate, to maintain. However, sleep has 3 important factors. 1 is the overall hours, 2 is the time we go to sleep, and 3 is the quality of sleep. And the quality of sleep is drastically affected by food that we are currently digesting. So let's say you eat 2 hours before bedtime, and let's say it was a heavy food. Let's say you had a burger or a steak or chicken or something that is substantial that can take time to digest. Your body is actively digesting and it's not able to regenerate in the same way as if you went to sleep on an empty stomach. So even if you eat good food, and maybe if that food would be great for breakfast or amazing for lunch, or maybe even an earlier dinner, but you ate it too late, it could destroy our gut health. And eating too late doesn't just mean close to bedtime. Remember, we are not the same person every hour. And we don't live isolated from our environment. We are a system that works with the rising of the sun and the moon and the seasons. And we have circadian rhythms. And we function best when we are in harmony of what's best for us at that hour. It's always best for us to eat earlier in the day and actually go to sleep earlier too. So if we're going to sleep at 10 or at 9, which is ideal, and then we finish our dinner 3 hours before that or earlier, that is an ideal schedule. If we're going to sleep a little bit later, we may have a little bit more to work with, but the truth is it's not really great to eat late at night no matter what time we go to sleep. And number 3 thing that could be destroying your gut health and you don't even know it is sleep. Sleep is crucial. So we talked about eating and how it affects sleep, but sleep in and of itself is so important. You want to get enough sleep. You want to get sleep at the right time, and you want to get high quality sleep. All those things are going to affect your gut health. Not getting enough sleep affects your microbiome. Getting enough sleep affects your microbiome in a positive way. Not only enough, because remember, if it's not high quality and you sleep 8-9 hours, it's still not good enough. So we need to have high quality sleep. How do we have high quality sleep? Number 1 is we create a very good nighttime routine. So our day is a progress of how we move through the hours. So in the morning, it's a great time to be active, to rev up, to learn new things, to focus on mindfulness, we really want to prepare for the day, create a foundation for the day, and build our energy. So things like cold plunges, meditation, breath work, exercise, those things are amazing in the morning. Throughout the day, most of us work, so we continue that process for whatever we need to do. But the morning allows the day to function much more efficiently. And then when we're done with the day, that's the time to start winding down. We want to start doing things that are not revving up our energy. So there are people who work out at night. It's not ideal. Ideal is working out earlier in the day, because at night is when you want to start to slow down. Screens, the light of the screen itself has a is on the bluer spectrum, and that is stimulating. So the screens themselves are stimulating. The content is also stimulating for the most part. Yes, you can be more selective with the content, and that does help. But just having the screen can affect, just watching a screen, whether it's your phone or your computer or your television, all of that is stimulating. The absolute hours are very important. However, they vary from person to person. So if you are someone who needs more sleep than another person, that is very possible. Not everyone needs 7 hours or 8 hours. Some people need more, some people need less. Some people can function well on 5 or 6 hours if their sleep is very high quality. How can we get high quality sleep? So first we talked about the bedtime routine, the nighttime routine, the evening routine that really starts when we come home from work or when the sun starts to just set. The second thing is the hours of sleep. So if we get 8 hours, but we go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 6, or we go to bed at 1 a.m. and we wake up at 9, it's not the same. Every hour that's before midnight. Midnight varies depending on the time of the year. It's the actual astrological midnight. Every hour before that has the value of 2 hours after, according to traditional Chinese medicine. So earlier sleep is more regenerative sleep. It's more restful sleep. It's more quality sleep. Our body is designed to go to sleep when it's dark and wake up when it's light. That is how we function best. Because of electricity, because of modern technology, we have outsmarted the system, and we can go to bed whenever we want. And there's people that work at night, but it does put a stress on the body. So high quality sleep, proper quantity of sleep, adequate sleep, and sleeping at the right time are all important aspects of sleep, which is a vital part of gut health. So just to round things up, we have 3 important ways to help your digestive health, or which can hurt your digestive health. Stress, and stress that may be from years ago, eating at the right time, and sleep. Thank you for listening. If you like this content, please find us on wholegut.com. I see you guys next week. Stay healthy, stay gutsy, and I look forward to seeing everyone next week.